the editing department. So I've kind of already pieced together this video you're about to watch. And I realized as I was watching it back that there's quite a few topics I talk about throughout the video that I personally feel like I didn't go in depth enough about, especially for somebody who's not a flight attendant. I think from the outside looking in, you're probably not gonna understand without like a little bit more context. This video is more of a learning experience, not experience, but it's more, there's a lot to learn. So this is a very informative video, especially for somebody who is not a flight attendant. And I don't get to generally talk about these things because I'm not purser qualified, which leads me into the first thing that I really didn't go in depth as to why I was so nervous about working this position. And that's the fact that there is a big difference between a lead flight attendant and a purser. So a lead flight attendant is like the #1 flight attendant. And essentially the role of this flight attendant is you're more working on narrow body planes, not always, but you're more likely to do a narrow body plane. And also you work first class, usually by yourself or sometimes with the help of the #3 flight attendant. And anybody can be a lead flight attendant, at least at my airline. I know there are airlines out there that you cannot be on probation and be a lead flight attendant, but at my airline, anybody can do it. You can literally go right out of training and end up in the lead flight attendant position, which actually happens quite often because the lead flight attendant tends to be a more junior position. There's a lot to do up there in first class. So it tends to be a more junior spot. And for a lead flight attendant, you're gonna see them on domestic as well as short haul international flights. It's more like if it is international, it's kind of like a close by international, whereas a purser position, you're going to see on the long haul international flights. So we're talking Asia, Australia, Europe, deep South America. And a purser position is a position that you have to apply for based on seniority. It will be assigned, and then you have to go and do additional training. So you have to get purser qualified to be a purser. It kind of depends base to base because some bases are more junior than other bases. For example, let's go ahead and take my base of Dallas Fort Worth. Now for my airline, that is a very senior base, very senior. And so we tend to see pursers at like 35 years or more. So you can always apply, but it goes in assignments to seniority order. So most of the time you do not see junior pursers unless they got purser qualified at another base and then transferred into Dallas. A purser also gets paid more money. So I believe a purser gets an extra $7 an hour more when they're qualified. And I think if you're not qualified and you end up in the position, which usually only happens if there are no purser qualified people available to take the trip, but you don't make that $7 an hour extra more. I believe you make like $6 an hour. And obviously this is gonna vary airline to airline on their protocols and stuff. Whereas a lead flight attendant usually makes, I think it's like $2 or $3 more, like not much more. Please don't quote me on these numbers. They're kind of estimates of just like what I'm thinking in my head. Now for me personally, I've only actually worked the purser position when I was based in Charlotte. I got purser position on red flag, which means they did not have enough flight attendants, so they were offering trips at 150% pay. And so I got purser Barcelona on red flag in Charlotte, which is insane. When I tell you that does not happen, it does not happen. But the difference between the flight I am about to work and the flight I did work is the fact that there was a lot more senior people on that Barcelona trip who kind of knew what they were doing, so they like helped me out a ton, and I'm forever thankful to them. Whereas this London that we're about to go do, a lot of the flight attendants were actually still on probation or just recently got off. So most of them have not been on an international flight, let alone a wide body plane. As the purser, your job is really to be in charge of the flight attendants, make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, making sure if the galleys don't have something that they're supposed to have, you're contacting the gate agents. You are like really the in-between between the gate agents, the pilots, and all of the flight attendants, which there's way more on a wide body plane. It's a lot. There's a lot of paperwork to do. There's hotel paperwork to do. There's break paperwork to do. Like there's a lot going on as the purser, especially in comparison to a lead flight attendant. So it was the nerves of working a brand new position, really being in charge, because in the case of an emergency, guess who's gonna be the one that's really getting things going? It's gonna be me. you as the purser really need to be on it. You need to know what you're doing to get that plane evacuated. So outside of just the responsibilities and knowing what you're supposed to be doing, I also was gonna have a bunch of people who I was gonna have to kind of show them the ropes and really explain, because you might learn some things in training, but it's completely different when you get on the line and you actually have to do things, especially things that you've never done before, which is why they tell you when you're in flight attendant training that some stuff you're just not gonna learn until you're on the line and you're kind of thrown in the deep end. Hopefully that clarifies a lot so you kind of know like where my head is at in this moment. This is probably gonna be the longest explanation, but I'll try to pop in at least one more time because I know there's at least one more thing that I think needed a little bit more. But anyways, all right, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is probably the most unprofessional, worst way I've ever started off a vlog ever. You're on my iPhone. I know the camera's bad. It's very, very late at night. The audio is gonna be trash, but you guys, I'm like shaking, I'm nervous. I just got called to basically be the purser. I'm gonna be deadheading from Dallas to London. We'll lay over in London for 17 hours, then working as the purser from London to Phoenix. Then we'll lay over in Phoenix for 15 hours and then deadheading back from Phoenix to London. This is my first trip on reserve and everybody on my crew is so junior. So Chip is rushing me over to the airport right now. I was like running around my house trying to get a bag packed, get everything ready because they called me at 8:44, I think like around 8:44, and the sign-in is 9:44, and I was like straight out. I was like, I won't make that. I don't live near the airport. And they said, no worries, just be there by departure. So it's departing at 11, but I still have to get through security and get there for boarding and all that jazz. So we're like rushing to the airport. So it's probably a little bit noisy because like they're boarding right now, but in a crazy turn of events, I made it here in time. I also got help from management and they were able to help me get all of the documents that I needed. So they helped me out, get everything I needed for the purser position, and I also got upgraded, y'all. So I'm in business class now. So hopefully I can get some work done and get some sleep, and I'll be all nice and rested once we get to London, and I'll have plenty of time to study everything I need. But so far, all the crew that I've met is really, really nice. So after we took off and got out of sterile, I just ordered a cheesecake and water because I already had dinner, wasn't very hungry. And then I got a little bit of editing done as well as filled out the hotel paperwork and got everything in order until I was finally ready to go to sleep. So what's really cool about these business class seats is the fact that they actually lay down completely flat and you get a nicer pillow and blanket than you do in economy. So that definitely helped me get at least a couple of hours of rest before I was finally awakened for a breakfast service. And so I just ordered some fruit, and once we landed we were gonna have to go through normal customs and security and then meet up with a shuttle. So I got everybody rounded up together and we went through as a group before we headed to the hotel. Y'all, we are looking rough. We are looking rough. I look like the bus driver to the struggle bus right now. But funny enough, y'all would not believe who's actually here. So I was being a little nosy Nelly and I was looking up the crew list, and none other than Matt is here. I texted him, I said, sir, I will see you in a bit. And he met me downstairs and actually gave me a Celsius, which was very much needed. I got some sleep on the flight, but not a ton. It was a lot of like up, down, up, down, up, down. But anyways, we're gonna do our best to try to get ready. Oh, I forgot to put the room key in the thing to get the lights and the AC going. But we're gonna rush to get ready so we can actually enjoy this layover because it's only gonna be 17 hours. So I already have like my makeup, the liquids, my hair tools, my makeup, eyeshadow and travel mirror, as well as like deodorant and other stuff. So we're gonna like rush and just throw something together. All right, I got the room key all inserted, lights on, sponge wet. I cannot believe I cannot believe I am the purser. I really, like, who let me be in charge, you guys? Like, who let me? Even Matt was like, who did that? Who did that? As my first order of business, I got everybody lost. Oh no, it's just, oh, you guys, I'm gonna have to like shake off the nerves and just like do it because like I've flown IPD. I'm not new to IPD, but I am new to like being in charge. So I'm gonna make sure everybody calls me boss.
People say I am the best boss. I think that pretty much sums it up.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that. No, but everybody was so sweet and they're being so nice. I feel like this is going to be a really good crew and everyone's so patient with me getting the paperwork and everything together because there's like so much you have to fill out and go through and all of that. And so everybody's been so kind, which is really nice because I feel like this could be very, very intimidating. But I am going to be doing some studying tonight just to make sure that I'm going into it feeling very secure, very prepared in what I'm doing and like confident. But I think so far so good, minus getting us a wee bit lost. I did look up the flight loads though for tomorrow, and it looks like, oh, I need my hair clips. I did look up the flight loads for tomorrow, and it actually looks like we are going to be a super light load if it stays the way it is right now. And we're also going to be on the 777-200, which normally, which normally whenever we work London, it's usually on the 300, but we're gonna be doing London to Phoenix. So I don't know if they usually do the 200 or if they do the 300 as well, but I've definitely been on the 200. I've been downgraded a few times, so I'm not new to the plane. I've got a good idea of what's kind of going on. I just want to make sure, to study that like I'm not feeling overwhelmed. I really want to go in like confident. Like that's my confident posture, but I really want to go in like feeling confident in what I'm doing. But anywho, I'm gonna like rush to get ready so we can get out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off and turn the music up because unfortunately with copyright I can't have it playing, and then I will check back in with you guys when we're heading out. Okay, so we are finally ready. This is the best I've got in me because I had a bit of a lash disaster, and then I had to like clean it up, get a new pair of lashes, get myself together, so it took much longer than I thought it would, but we're finally ready. I have my little insulated shopping bag, so this is just gonna be my purse today, and then also brought my Primark jacket. Here's the fit check. We're going Sporty Spice vibes. So because my layover was so short, I really didn't have time to do much, but I at least wanted to do a dinner. So I messaged Matt, and he and his friend Luke, that was another crewmate, decided that they were gonna do dinner with Luke's friend. So I tagged along, and we started off at the Prince of Wales just to give Luke's friend time to meet up with us. And he recommended a pizza spot to us called Rudy's Neapolitan Pizza, which was 10 out of 10 delicious. We got cheese bread and 2 big old pizzas and just really enjoyed dinner together. And then I had to head back to the hotel to get some rest because it was going to be an early wake up tomorrow morning. Good morning, you guys. So right now it's 6:09 in the morning and I am so exhausted. You know, when you think 17 hours, you're like, oh, that's kind of long. But then when you kind of factor in like the time it takes to get to the airport, to get back and all of that, it's actually not that long. It's really, really quick. So we have less than an hour to get ready. I checked the flight this morning and as of right now, it still looks like it's going to be a light load in the front and the back, which is very nice. All right, I am officially ready and surprisingly, I'm not that nervous. I'm feeling really confident, which I feel like was like the whole point of studying, is just to make sure like I knew what I was doing. I was gonna go in with the feeling I'm feeling right now. So I'm feeling good so far. Hopefully I do amazing as the purser. Wish me luck. And then I will check back in with you guys when we land in Phoenix to see if maybe we can take an early deadhead and cut this 4-day into a 3-day. Okay, welcome back again. So I just kind of threw this at you and was like, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I offered you zero explanation. But essentially, when you're deadheading on your last leg, you can do something called waiving your deadhead. You just have to call crew scheduling and ask permission to do it. They'll normally say yes, like 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say yes. But if a regular ops happens, or it's like a holiday weekend, which it was Labor Day weekend, you really wanna ask permission before you do it, especially on reserve, because if they need to use you for something else or switch up your schedule, you wanna let them know like, hey, I'm already out of here, like I'm not usable. So basically it was kind of split 50-50. That 50% wanted to go ahead and stay in Phoenix and enjoy the layover, whereas the other 50 wanted to call to ask to see if we could be released so we could non-rev home. So it's a very long day, but the benefit of doing this is you're home early, and then that 4th day, you basically just get the day off. But anyways, I need to change the camera battery and I'm gonna head downstairs and meet with the crew, and I will see you in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, I was actually able to make it home, but I was dead to the world once I got back. We worked 23 in-flight hours in a 3-day period, which is a ton. So I basically got home, I ate my dinner, and I went to bed. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a big old thumbs up, pressing that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.